Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and boys and girls. Welcome to CINEKYD Theater. I'm Bob Clark, the Executive Director of CINEKYD Enterprises Incorporated, and I'm so pleased that you could be with us for tonight's program. If you're not already aware, what you're going to see is a 30-minute television show created by our kids. And they're young people who come from about 36 neighboring communities to our campus in Willow Grove. They range in age from 7 to 17 years, and each and every week they put together a full-fledged TV show. This is it. And of course, this is only one of their activities. They're involved in radio production, and they make movies, and they run their own theater, and CINEKYD is a wonderful place. During the next half hour, we're going to give you a chance to take a look at some of the things that show their creativity and give you a chance to see them as they do their various jobs. To start out with, we're going to take you to the town of Oakdale. The mystery is drawing closer now to its conclusion. The pirate's curse, the mayor's campaign, the FBI agent, all this, and the skeleton in the closet.
Mr. Hankin.
Good afternoon, Butch.
I can see Junior isn't back from his vacation yet.
No, he isn't. And I'm not going to pay you for your paper.
Don't worry. I have a whole new approach.
Where's your little helper?
I gave Bernice the day off.
But she's only been working for you for 2 days.
Well, I'm a nice boss.
I am boss. I'm so surprised. Hi, we're the Clancy sisters, and we'd like 3 rooms, please.
You want to stay here?
Well, this is a motel, isn't it?
Sign here.
We're booked to appear at the Holiday Inn at the next town, but our bus broke down, and we're stuck here. What place is this anyway?
Oakdale.
Oh, isn't he cute?
Oh, don't say that. Would you like to buy a paper?
Oh, I guess so. How much is it?
3 1/4.
3 1/4.
That's how much she owes me.
Move along, Butch.
My compliments.
105, 106, and 107.
Thank you.
Need any help with your luggage?
No, that's okay.
Room's just out there.
Thank you.
Tibbs, would you watch where you're going? Tibbs, there's a bus broken down the street. It's got all these stars and all this rock and roll baloney on it. Did you see it?
Well, as a matter of fact, 3 young ladies who are performers just checked in.
Oh, well, business has been a little slow, so maybe you could direct them across the street to the restaurant?
Well, I'll see what I can do.
What do you mean you'll see what you can do?
All right, I'll send them over.
Thank you. Some friend you are.
Do you happen to have a bottle?
Abe!
Just kidding. Just kidding.
Was that the Sullivans?
You're supposed to want me to call them back for?
No, please, don't let them know that I'm here. Could you just get me my key? Please. Thank you.
Good afternoon, Tibbs. Lovely day today, isn't it? Did you happen to see that horrible-looking bus down the road?
Well, as a matter of fact...
I don't know. I'd much prefer listening to Irish music over this rock and roll, whatever. Well, anyway, I was driving along in my new car, and I thought I'd take Sally to work. So could you please call her room? Tibbs, her room. I see that her key's not there, so could you please call her room?
She must have left with it by accident.
Tibbs, Oh, forget it. I'll go get her myself.
Wait! It's probably the police. Everyone just sit down. This is ridiculous. I'll answer the door. Bud? Buddy, have a seat.
Excuse me, Miss Ross, but my uncle's in charge here. Remember?
But your uncle's not here right now, and I am. By the way, where is your uncle?
He's with Leslie out back with the body.
Hello, officer. Come on in. Would you like to talk with these people first? Or would you rather go out back and check the... Follow me.
Where are you going? Bud's going out back. I know that, but the body is too. Bud will protect me. Bud can protect me too.
They seem to be all worked up by all this. Fiorello, you're not upset by this, are you?
I don't know. Are you, Aunt Tilly?
Not a bit, dear. Not a bit.
How come?
Because I know whose body it is.
How about that? You stay with us next week. I think I've got it all figured out. If Skeleton in the Closet is an example of the kind of thing that we're able to produce now, what did we do when we first started? Everybody has to begin someplace, and CINEKYD didn't start with the equipment or the campus or the personnel. It began 7 years ago as a real basement operation, where a bunch of children used to gather each and every week and attempt to share their skills and their interests. Well, some of those early productions, I suppose, are laughable, and some of them are inspiring in the fact that while we didn't quite know how to do it, and while the equipment was certainly basic, there was still that spark of creativity that is the hallmark of every child. Here, to provide us with a look in our family album, is Mark Weaver, and the name of the sequence is The Way We Were.
Well, hello again, and welcome to yet another edition of The Way We Were. I'm your host, Mark Weaver, and this week we're going to be taking a look at another superhero film. Now don't touch that dial, because you're not getting out of this one. Let's watch. We start out at the kidnapping. They scream for help. And later, at the kidnappers' hideout, they're about to slit their throats. And the heavens answered their cries. Science.
Space, 1977.
Up above the clouds in the wizard's backyard, he takes out his panda bear and turns it into... What is that? A super thing. Hold it. Where do you think you're going? Hey, if I have to watch this film, you have to watch it. I put a lot of work into this. Come on. Jeez. Meanwhile, back at the arch-villain's hideout, Dan, I think they can pretty well see what's going on. Wake me up when it's over, okay? Run, Pookie. Run. Go, Pook. Come on. Run. Pookie. I'd like to thank you for watching The Way We Were. That wasn't so bad, was it? I'll see you in the weeks to come on CINEKYD Theater. Have a good evening. Pookie.
Thank you, Mark. And we hope that in the years to come we will get better and better. You know, CINEKYD is one place where kids gather in great numbers. It provides them with something to do. But in addition to working with the equipment and having an opportunity to build and create and manufacture, they find sometimes the guidance and direction, the help and support that the whole process of growing up requires. But for other young people and adults, the answers to their problems may not be so readily accessible. And for that reason, we are all grateful to an organization known as Telehelp. Here to provide us with a look at this very special program is our own Dave Trachtenberg. The name of his series, When I Grow Up.
Hi, I'm David Trachtenberg for When I Grow Up. This week we have a special guest. Hi, this is David Trachtenberg for When I Grow Up. This week we're at the Abington Memorial Hospital. We're talking with Nancy Lusky of Telehelp. First I'd like to ask, what is Telehelp?
Well, Telehelp is a telephone counseling and referral service that's available to people in the Philadelphia area and the surrounding suburbs. There's a telephone number that people call to get information, to talk out a problem with someone, or to get an answer to a question. It was started as an outreach program of Abington Hospital. Since that time, the focus of Telehelp has broadened, and there are people of all age groups who call for all sorts of information and counseling. Telehelp is primarily staffed by volunteers. We have about 60 or 70 volunteers who man the phones 24 hours. Well, the phones are manned 24 hours a day. During the daytime hours, it's staffed by volunteers. In the evening hours, it's staffed by people who are paid. And then there are 3 administrators, Dr. Jablon, who is a psychiatrist. He's the director of telehelp. Mrs. Kay Ayer, who is a psychiatric social worker. She's the coordinator of telehelp. And myself, I'm also a psychiatric social worker. People who call telehelp sometimes don't exactly get what they're looking for. If they're looking for an answer to a problem, that might take a little bit more than just a telephone call. If they're looking for information, they can get that from telehelp. If they're looking for an answer, they might have to do some thinking on their own or with the help of someone else. Kids call for a lot of things: problems with their parents, problems with their friends, maybe feeling down about school, feeling that sometimes kids have called for really surprising questions, like something about their homework. They're having a problem with their homework and they don't know who to call, and so they've called us. But basically, I think it's about problems with their friends and their parents and school. We would try to see, first of all, what they have themselves tried to do about the problem, how they're feeling, and what ideas they have. Because a lot of times people have the answer, they know what they want to do about something, they're just not sure, they don't really know that they know. So we would try to help the kid that was calling clarify that for themselves. If it seemed to us that it was a very serious problem, we might suggest that they talk to someone else about it. And we would ask the person who was calling who they might feel comfortable with talking about it, and then suggest that they talk with that person. But first we would try to help them figure out what it is exactly that's bothering them, how they feel about it, what they've tried to do about it, and help them look at what's available to them in their life right now to deal with the problem. If there wasn't anything that they felt that they knew that they could do about it, and it was a serious problem, we might suggest that they talk to a professional.
Thank you. Well, that about wraps it up this week for When I Grow Up. I hope you enjoyed the show. And remember, if you do have a problem, to call telehelp at 884-2220. This is David Trachtenberg for When I Grow Up. Good night.
I think it's still broken. Don't tell me. You were going to try and fix the TV set. Well, just between you and me, Andrew, please. Sold TV sets beyond repair. The Stewart and the Tiny Helpers said they were going to come up with half the cost of a new color TV set. So it's their responsibility. Now we'll just see if they can do that.
This is ridiculous. How are two kids our age supposed to raise half the price of a color television set?
I don't know. It wasn't my idea.
We all know whose idea it was. Stuart said he'd be around in a few minutes. Then we should start raising the money.
I've got it. I've got it.
A newspaper?
A newspaper. A newspaper.
A newspaper.
CINEKYD, does this look like a newspaper to you? A newspaper. This is opportunity. This is how we're going to raise half the cost of a color TV set.
Delivering newspapers?
Enrico, you're on the right track, but you're thinking too small. You have to be capable of thinking big.
Tell us, big thinker. What are we going to do?
Well, if you open up the classified section, you'll notice there's a one ad. Handy household helpers. Odd jobs, help around the house. Mowing lawns, raking leaves, no job too big, no job too small. Capable young workers, low rates. Call 555-9821.
That's our phone number. What's it doing in there?
Well, you see, guys, in order to make money, you have to spend some money. So I put an ad in the paper. And unless I've missed my guess, there's our first customer. Handy household helpers, Stuart speaking. Yes, ma'am. Yes, we do. I know, right where it is, ma'am. Okay, we'll be over in about 20 minutes. Thank you, ma'am. That was our first customer.
What are we going to do?
Well, there's a little old lady about a half mile down the road, and she wants us to cut down our cherry tree.
No. You're not as dumb as I thought you were.
Give me that.
Stuart, have you ever chopped down a tree before?
Well, no, but it can't be too difficult. Oh, and CINEKYD, if anybody calls, take a message. Let's go, guys.
Tune in next week to Uncle Flywheel's Workshop, when Uncle Flywheel says...
The cherry tree fell where?
I'm so pleased that in the past weeks, so many members of our viewing audience have found enjoyment in the next sequence. Jolson Sings Again. It's given us a chance to introduce to the younger members of our organization the talents of a man who will never be forgotten. It's provided, apparently, for the adults a chance to remember a fine entertainer. The voice is unmistakably that of the late, great Al Jolson. The performer, one of our own, young Matt Harlem. And tonight's song, you ain't heard nothing yet, I Want a Girl Just Like the Girl That Married Dear Old Dad. Let's watch.
A boy, my mother often said to me, get married, boy, and see how happy you will be. I have looked all over, but no girlie can I find who seems to be just like the little girl I have in mind. I will have to look around until the right one I have found. that married dear old Dad. She was a pearl and the only girl that Daddy ever had. A good old-fashioned girl with a heart so true, one who loves nobody else but you. I want a girl just like the girl that married dear old Dad.
I want a girl just like the girl that married dear old Dad. She was a pearl and the only girl that Daddy ever had.
A good old-fashioned girl with a heart so true, one who loved nobody else but you. I want a girl just like the girl that married dear old Dad.
Okay, how about that? Pretty impressive. Join me now. Let's go down the hallway and take a look at the CINEKYD bulletin board.
Thank you, Mr. Clark. Join CINEKYD's Family Movie Night series this Saturday night at 7:30 for one of the screen's most memorable comedies. This week's feature will be The Palm Beach Story, directed by Preston Sturges and starring Claudette Colbert, Joel McCrea, Mary Astor, and Rudy Valley, among others. This hilarious way-out comedy owes much of its success to a cleverly written story and a wonderful collection of characters, such as a nutty millionairess and her bumbling brother. Tickets are $1.50 in advance and $1.75 at the door. Join us this Saturday night at 7:30 in CINEKYD's Gordon Audion for The Palm Beach Story. For tickets or more information, call 659-4696.
Thank you. And I sincerely hope that you'll take advantage of the opportunity to come visit CINEKYD. You know, it's very special when we have a classic film. It gives us an opportunity to see something that perhaps we enjoyed when we were kids. That's nice for the adults. But more importantly, it gives us a chance to share with our young people some of the great moments of Hollywood. And most important, we'd like to invite you to become a part of the CINEKYD family. If you are a kid between the ages of 7 and 17, and right now, if you're thinking about what you're going to be doing this summer, this is where the action is. Give us a call. Our number is 659-4696. That's all it takes is a phone call. We're going to set up a tour for you and your family, give you a chance to visit the campus, and provide you with an attractive brochure that describes our summer programs for youngsters. We have camp, we have special video shops, all kinds of things that will involve you with the area of communications. We'd like you to become a part of the CINEKYD family. It doesn't require any great amount of experience, just a curiosity about this field and a willingness to work. Please, take me up on that offer. Until next week then, same time, same channel. This is Bob Clark. Good night and God bless.